Oh.
I wasn't surprised, not because I didn't think the vice president was the most qualified person to be president. She is. She's qualified to be president of the United States of America.
Right.
But I was surprised. I wasn't surprised because they went the route of the sexist route, the whole route. I mean, this is a woman. She's this. She's that. I mean, it really. I've never seen quite as successful and a consistent campaign undercutting the notion that a woman couldn't lead the country, and a woman of mixed race.
Yeah.
And they played that to a fairly well. In addition to that, one of the things happened, if you notice, and I'm going to be shorter, okay, I promise.
Okay.
She said, "Don't be Joe Biden, be short."
I said that to him.
Anyway, make a long story short, all kidding aside, think about it. Liberal democracies all across America, all across the world lost that time. All across America. I think we underestimate the phenomenal negative impact that COVID had and the pandemic had on people, on attitudes, on optimism, on a whole range of things. So I was very disappointed, but I wasn't surprised.
Nobody was surprised. You know how we know that nobody was surprised? Because she lost every single swing state. The only thing that was consistent is the fact that you had places like California and New York City, and all of those people, they stayed consistent. The only other thing that I seen that was of consistency was the fact that black women dragged themselves to the polls to the tune of about 92 to 93%, and then black men dragged themselves to the polls at a tune of about 78%, even though Trump ate significantly into the whole black male demographic. But come on now, come on. It wasn't the fact that she was a woman. The only thing that I remember personally, and I covered the election for years prior to Joe Biden even dropping out, the only thing that was really, really impactful as far as people talking about the gender aspect of it was the Obamas. When Michelle Obama, two things, I'm going to tell you two things that really hit that was really impactful. When Michelle Obama came out and said women need to go against their husbands in order to vote for Kamala Harris for president and disregard what it is that they got going on inside of their household, because when they're in that booth, they're in that booth by themselves. That really disgusted us. And so that, for me, really put the nail in the coffin as far as convincing me that their marriage is not necessarily what it's supposed to be, because that's some stuff that you never say. That's the first thing. The second thing that I seen was when Barack Obama started pandering to women, and he started scolding black men for not considering Kamala Harris for president of the United States of America based off of the fact that she was a woman. And when I seen him do that, I said, oh, okay. I see how this is. So you're going to shame people into voting for Kamala Harris. I mean, never mind that she was the border czar and they tried to deny it. And, you know, she was limiting the questions that people could ask her when she finally started to go to opposition platforms like Fox News. She tried to do her whole Joe Rogan thing that Trump did, and she was biting off of his no tax on tips. That wasn't surprising. Like, we know that you was going to piggyback off of Trump. And she did the Shannon Sharp interview instead of the Trump interview. Okay, that didn't do well. That bombed. When she was on Fox News and different platforms, she was getting exposed. Her team was limiting the amount of time that people would be able to talk to her to less than a half hour, sometimes even less than 20 minutes, because she didn't know her talking points well and she couldn't articulate herself well, even though she had been in the White House with Joe Biden over the last 4 years. She completely failed at the border. Nobody even knew what she did as vice president of the United States of America to impact the country. And then when she got up there, we also considered the fact that Tulsi Gabbard had whooped her tail, and then she flipped over from being Democrat over into being Republican. So when you start to say that you expected for her to win, that's the only thing that he said that made sense. Or you expected for her to lose. It was the only thing that he said on this platform with the lunch ladies, which I haven't done a review of the lunch ladies in a long time. But the fact that he said that he expected for her to lose was the only thing that made sense to me, right? And Sleepy Joe was up there. Listen, I still do not believe that Joe Biden got 81, 82 million votes, the most in history. during a pandemic. You're never going to sell me on it. You're never going to convince me of it. You're never going to try to tell me that Joe Biden, Sleepy Joe, got 81, 82 million votes in 2020. If that wasn't the biggest heist of all time, I don't know what is. If that wasn't the biggest heist of all time, all of the negativity, in my opinion, because you got to remember, during the 2024 election, what really happened was people were voting not for Kamala Harris, but the people that would justify, like, I talked to so many people, so many different people, in so many debates and so many panels. And when you would ask somebody, especially black women, hey, why are you voting for Kamala Harris? They wouldn't tell you that they were actually voting for Kamala Harris. They would tell you that they were voting against Trump. She never really had anything that resonated with the people, which is largely why she fell flat on her face. She never had anything that resonated with the people. All of her talking points, everything that she stood on, everything that she did was all just pandering to people. And then the final nail in the coffin was when she started pandering to black men to try to get them to increase their numbers and to start to vote for her, because the polling had showed that we had defected over into the Republican Party. And so they offered us weed. They offered us trees. And they basically remixed a bunch of stuff that they had already offered to the women and other people. And they basically offered us diversity, equity, and inclusion. And we was like, nah, we off that bullshit. So now that Trump has negotiated a trade deal with the United Kingdom, and we see China suffering, and we see jobs coming back to the United States of America because we just seen the jobs report, and we see all of this different stuff that's happening in the benefit of Americans. We are closed off our borders. We got immigration out here deporting people. El Salvador is on board, and Pam Bondi just literally made the biggest bust, the biggest drug bust as far as Fenty in U.S. history. No, I would say that I'm really satisfied. I mean, Trump has done more in 100 days than Biden did in 4 years. And so we really satisfied. We really, and the only reason Joe Biden stepped down is because Trump whooped him in the debate. So we really satisfied. I'm glad that we got the person that we got for president of the United States of America. I think it worked out beautifully for everybody, and life is good. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. What do you think about Joe Biden writing a new book? He did say that he was writing a new book. Prior to this, I'm probably not going to include it into this. He said that he was writing a new book, and his whole comment on how he knew Kamala Harris, he wasn't surprised that Kamala Harris lost. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Teach Henley, 40% off your first order plus 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. I'll let you guys later. Peace.